This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on preparations before Pariksha Pe Charcha by the Prime Minister. The participants are Prachi Pandey, Joint Secretary, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Jyoti Gupta, Principal K.R. Mangalam World School, New Delhi, and Balan Nagendran, Akashvani correspondent.
29 January 2024, Monday, is going to be another significant landmark event in India. A unique interaction platform called Pariksha Pe Charcha and its 7th edition is going to take place, where the Honorable Prime Minister of India is going to interact with the students, parents and teachers across the country. We are going to talk about the preparedness, the benefits, various aspects and the stakeholders' involvement, the enthusiasm among the people of this country on Pariksha Pe Charcha. To talk all these and further developments, I am joined by two personalities. One is the respected Joint Secretary, Department of School Education, Madam Prachi Pandey, and Principal Madam Dr. Jyoti Gupta. First, I would like to start from the respected Joint Secretary, Madam, who is going to speak about the preparedness. Ma'am, my question is, when the Pariksha Pe Charcha was conceptualized by the Honorable Prime Minister to interact with the students, teachers and the parents to defeat the exam-related anxiety and the life post-exam, first, Pariksha Pe Charcha registered 22,000, but now it's 2.26 crores. Could you please tell us how this outreach of this magnitude became possible and how significant is this?
As you have said, Pariksha Pe Charcha, it's a unique interactive program which has been conceptualized by the Honorable Prime Minister himself. And students and parents, teachers interact with him on various topics related to life and exams. We have organized successfully this for the last 6 years, and it has only grown in numbers in its outreach. Of course, you've already mentioned that this year 2.26 crore students actually registered on the MyGov platform, which was basically a multiple choice direct question that was asked from the students to the Honorable Prime Minister. But what has really set it apart is that we are getting questions from almost 246 regions worldwide. Countries, islands across the globe have actually registered on PPC 2024. And within the country, I would like to tell you that in 2022, we have 62 state boards. In addition to our national board, the CBSE board, in 2022, only 2 lakh children had participated from the state boards. This increased to 16.84 lakh in 2023. But as on date for PPC 2024, it is 1.78 crores. This is a record figure, and it basically points to a lot of things, the kind of value that is got from Honorable Prime Minister's answers and responses to the various questions. And this year, because the exam-related stress is a very important and critical part of our school life, we also organized a number of activities from 12th January to 23rd January 2024, marathon run, music competition, Nukkad Natak. All of these have been organized around themes which are there from the book which has been written by the Honorable Prime Minister, Exam Warriors. And the themes were also touched upon various obstacles which come in our lives. And we looked at India's sporting achievements at the Paralympics or at the Asiads, also our scientific achievements, which have all been about the hard work which has been put in and how people have been able to overcome these obstacles. And on the 23rd of January, a painting competition was organized in all districts of the country. The theme was the mantras given in Exam Warriors book and on Netaji. The Exam Warrior book, of course, is available online in all major Indian languages on the Diksha platform. So the outreach which has come because of the book, because of the kind of activities that are being taken up has really increased. And today we are witness to 2.26 crore simply because of that.
Ma'am, when we talk about this participation of 2.26 crore across the country, the number of registration has increased leaps and bounds. And the participation in person at Bharat Mandapam on that day, where the Honorable Prime Minister will be speaking to students and teachers. So could you tell us how this selection has taken place and how many of them are going to exactly be in person to interact with the Prime Minister?
I'm sure all children would like to actually interact with the Honorable Prime Minister. In person, we will be having about 2,600 to 2,700 children at Bharat Mandapam on the 29th of January. We have some very special guests in this. We have the Kala Utsav winners who would be there. We also have two students from each state and union territory who would be joining. They have also been invited. We also have 100 students from the EMRS schools, the Eklavya Model Residential Schools. They are coming from 17 states across the country. In addition to that, we have students who are coming in from the neighboring states like Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. So these are children who are getting the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to directly interact with the Honorable Prime Minister and listen to his words of wisdom and the tips that will be given by him.
Ma'am, when we talk about participation in person, there are more than 2 crore students, teachers, parents who will be joining virtually. So could you brief us how this connectivity, coordination and integration across the states have been ensured by the Ministry of Education so that everybody, those who even couldn't interact with the Prime Minister in person, gets the actual feedback from him? Because this is conceptualized by the Prime Minister, and also he has given the advice which is not only helpful for the young children of our country but also to all of us. So in that aspect, how this coordination has been ensured, ma'am?
So we would be having, of course, all our schools would be telecasting that event, and the children in the schools would be watching the event on large screens. Besides that, we have arranged for 1,000 locations across the nation where large screens would be available, and in each district they would be available and the students would be watching. Besides that, Indian embassies all over the world, because like I said, we also have participation from international schools as well, and Indian embassies all over the world would also be telecasting the event. Ministry of Agriculture, they have been requested to screen the main event on the 17,000 Vikasit Bharat vans which are available. And besides all these things, we also have our Honorable Chief Ministers and governors of the states, Lieutenant Governors of the states and the Union Territories who would be screening the event at a location which is convenient to them. So we have a number of ways where our students, teachers and parents would be joining it.
When we speak about the defeating exam-related anxiety, there are various surveys that says that around 80% of our young children are suffering from exam-related anxiety and life post-exam. So we are in a position to educate them, which our Honorable Prime Minister is leading from the front to tell that, see, exam is not everything. Exam, you can manage it without stress. And also there is always a life post-exam. Failure in one exam is not the end of the world. So to ensure that, could you tell us the initiatives taken by the Ministry of Education so that you can continuously connect with the children?
This is an issue which is very close to our heart, and we are trying to create a holistic, enjoyable and engaging environment which actually reduces the stress overall. It's not just about the examination but also overall. One, of course, way is by designing the curriculum in a manner that is balanced. It is age appropriate. We also look at the time allocations. There should not be overburdening of the child. Play-based pedagogy is being introduced at various levels, especially the foundational stage, so that they find that learning is joyful and entertaining and interactive. At the same time, we have looked at various things like the school bag. We have a policy on school bags, on its weight, to look at other different aspects of occupations or appreciate other aspects of life beyond just books and examinations. We've taken initiative to actually train teachers, because we found that teachers and parents' expectations and their hopes for the students also does lead to a little bit of stress on the part of the children. So it's a holistic approach where we try to train our teachers also to handle mental health and well-being. There is a diploma course in guidance and counseling. We are also looking towards having counselors in each blocks, because one of the worries of the children is, what are they going to do after school, after class 12, what? So career counseling is an important part of reducing their stress. So there's a lot that can be done. And once children are aware of their options, they also blossom. So, with this, we would definitely like to create a very positive ecosystem for our children for our future tomorrow.
I'm talking about the transformative role that is being played by PM Vidya channel and the toll-free number, which is 844-844-0632. Repeat, 844-844-0632. Could you tell us the transformation that you, as a responsible authority dealing with these aspects, sensing since the inception of PM Vidya and the toll-free?
Yes, this is the Manodarpan campaign, which had a number of variety of activities with proactive and preventive mental health and well-being services, which were integrated into the mainstream of our learning processes. And this was initially envisaged for providing psychological assistance for mental health and emotional welfare for families, teachers, and students at the time of the COVID outbreak. This continues, and this has been highly successful. Manodarpan, the toll-free number where anybody can phone in. The counseling sessions are there, and they have a number of experts who can address these issues.
Respected Principal Madam, who has been joined with us. Ma'am, as a director of a universal school as well as the principal, how you are seeing the response of the students on Pariksha Pe Charcha? You will be the first point of contact in terms of the feedback reception, right? So could you tell us how the students are feeling about this?
The students, the teachers, the parents, the entire ecosystem is so excited once again to hear our Honorable Prime Minister. I have been participating in the program for the past 6 years, and let me tell you, there has been so much of a change in the attitude of the children where the exams are concerned. Like the Honorable Prime Minister has always said, that let it be like a festival. He's called it like an utsav. So the children should take it like a festival and take it as one event where you've learned the entire year, and now this is the point of time where you have to showcase what you have learned. That's about it. So the parents and the teachers, both where they put the pressure on the children to study and study more. I think with the Prime Minister taking on the initiative of guiding both the parents and the teachers not to pressurize the child, and the child getting the mantra of how to prepare for the examinations, not just academically, but also how do you do your breathing exercises, how if you have a mantra, you can share with others through technology, through the app of the Prime Minister, and also how not just to study, but also play and also do more activities, how to pursue your passion. So there's a lot of excitement, and we are all waiting to hear him once again.
I would like to ask you the last aspect of Pariksha Pe Charcha with the Parents Teachers Association. Would you like to brief us how this Pariksha Pe Charcha enhances you as a principal to coordinate with the parents, teachers, as well as the integration and interaction in terms of ensuring that the students are stress-free?
Absolutely. As a principal of a school or at the helm of the affairs, one has always counseled the teachers as well as the parents not to pressurize the children and let them just take it in their stride. But they don't listen to this. But when the entire ecosystem is talking about it, when the Prime Minister is talking about it, so it empowers me as a principal to get all the stakeholders together. And even when I speak to the children, I often quote that take exams as an utsav and not as pressure on the children. So him coming and addressing these issues, it helps the entire ecosystem. Otherwise, the parents pressurize the children to study for the competitive examinations as well as for the board examinations. So they take a step back. I have seen that when the entire country is talking about it, ultimately the children are getting the benefit of this. So that's, I'm sure, the aim of the Honorable Prime Minister.
Ma'am, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on preparations before Pariksha Pe Charcha by the Prime Minister. The participants were Prachi Pandey, Joint Secretary, Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education, Jyoti Gupta, Principal K.R. Mangalam World School, New Delhi, and Bala Nagendran, Akashvani correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.